Perfect your brown smoky eyes in few minutes with these easy little steps that I'm going to share with you in this video. So the first step first, go ahead and do all your preparations as usual. Don't skip this step. Like I said in my previous video, you need to prep the skin according to the skin concerns. My client here, she had a combination skin, so I prepped accordingly. Then the next thing, go into your foundation. Remember, we swipe and then we only tap when we have like problem areas. But the model for today has a very smooth skin. She just has like little spots here and there, and so that is why I'm going for that to tap and make sure that everything is well layered and covered up. Then I move over to highlighting her face, and I'm making use of Huda Beauty foundation in the shade Gingerbread. That's what I'm using to highlight under her eyes. It is no news on this channel that I will make use of foundations for highlights instead of concealers. Not that I have any issues with concealer. You can make use of whatever you have. I just find this, number one, saves cost. It is so budget friendly when you just choose your foundation over concealer, so you don't have to buy concealers. You just make use of a lighter shade of foundation instead of buying different shades of concealer for highlighting. And number two, I love the coverage of Huda Beauty. I love how it is powder finish, like it dries to powder when you are done blending, and it just makes even your setting very smooth and really nice. How to set the under eye in place after you have gone ahead to retouch your under eyes, blend out the concealer that there is no creasing line. Then you move ahead to set it, and I'm making use of Mirror Cosmetics setting powder. I made use of 2 shades. I mixed a little bit of curry and a little bit of cinnamon together to achieve this. So you want to push that setting powder into the skin. You can repeat this with 2 or 3 steps more, just to make sure that everything is giving what it's meant to give. Then go ahead with your face powder, and for this I'm making use of the V Beauty powder palette. This is a Nigerian brand, and I'm just going to use this all over her face. At the same time, I'm going to go in with a darker shade from that powder as well to also contour her face while I'm applying general face powder. Then after that, just to make sure that my highlight is popping, I'm going to go in with this Zaron powder, a shade that is 2 or 3 shades lighter, just on those highlighted areas only. Then do your other contour, the nose, and make sure that it is properly snatched, and then you move to the next stage, which is eyebrow. In a bit we'll get to the main reason for these videos. Stay tuned. So for the eyebrow, you just have to make use of these 3 rules, which is to outline, fill in, and conceal. Don't worry, I have a detailed eyebrow tutorial on this channel where I expatiated more on these 3 rules that will help you achieve best brows on any client or any model on any facial structure. So I'll leave the link here and just click on it and then watch that tutorial. So moving on, I'm just going to skip to the eyeshadow, and I'm making use of the contour shade I used for the face. That is the V powder. That powder I'm just going to apply all over her eyes, blend it upwards to the brows. But then remember, you have to make sure that your brows is separate from the eyeshadow. Let it be that highlighted point still shining through. So for this eyeshadow look, I'm going to center it on the Beauty eyeshadow palette that just came out, meet the brown. So I started off with the first brown shade. The trick is that it's a smoky eye, so there's no limit to how much you can play with colors. So I just kept on going with a light brown, then a darker brown, then a darker brown, till I eventually made use of a darker shadow, which you will see in a bit. So you can just go wild with the colors. To pop out the main color on the eyelid, I'm going to make use of my foundation, which I'm using as a concealer. I'm just going to place that in the eyelid as my eyeshadow base. Blend it in properly before I go in to apply the shade Smokey from the Beauty palette, which is a dark color. So when I place that black eyeshadow on her eye, I will go in with a light brown just to diffuse that black so that it can become dark brown. So that is how you achieve dark brown smoky eyes. You don't always need to make use of brow gel, a brown eye pencil, or a brown lipstick as your base. You can do this step with just eyeshadow, and then you are good to go. In case you missed it the first time, I will explain again. So you take a black eyeshadow, like you can see I'm doing, and then you place it on that base there already. Then you use a lighter brown eyeshadow over it to diffuse that black to give you a dark brown. Okay, so place your black eyeshadow on that spot. As you can see, use a lighter brown to diffuse it. That is how you achieve the best brown smoky eyes. Easy to remember, saves a lot of time. So if you have been receiving value from this tutorial, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share to the makeup artist that you know would need to see this video. Okay, now we're moving on to eyeliner, and I'm making use of the Tehila black gel liner. This is the best out there. It's a Nigerian brand. Just line lightly, light on the upper part of her lid, but then don't give a wing, just end the end of the eyes, and then you're good to go. Don't forget to apply your mascara before popping on your lashes. Pop on your lashes when you're done. And now to the finishing of the skin work. So I'm going to use a liquid blush, and I'm just going to use my beauty blender to apply this. Of course, that's when I'm done with going back again to make sure that under her eyes is looking really smooth and good. Go ahead again with my mascara for her bottom lashes, then head over to the lip. Line the lip. Always line your lip, guys. Line your lip with your preferred lipstick shade. You know, do your lip combination that will fit the eyes, and that's it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you have learned so far, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Don't go.